Good morning and welcome to Knowing the Rules. I'm your host for today, Gabby, a student here at Kean University. Throughout this series, we have been spotlighting different athletic programs here at Kean, and for today's sport, we are going to be highlighting volleyball. In today's episode, we are going to give you guys some facts about the volleyball programs that are offered here at Kean. We're going to see some behind-the-scenes footage and also get to interview two of the players for the team. For this first segment, we are going to get a chance to hear from women's volleyball player Madeline Dohan, a freshman here on the team. Welcome, Madeline.
Thank you.
So we are so happy to have you guys here on the show. Could you tell us a little bit about your major and the positions that you might play on the volleyball team?
Yeah, so I'm a global business major and I'm minoring in communications and I'm a libero DS on the team.
Very nice. Awesome. So before diving into your time here at Kean, can you tell us how you originally got into playing volleyball?
So I've been playing volleyball for as long as I can remember. I started playing club when I was 10 or 11. So I've just been in the game for a long time. I grew up watching it and seeing people that I really admire play it. So yeah, I just got a lot of passion for it over time and kept getting more and more competitive, which is what I liked.
Love that. So Kean University is one of 2,000 schools across the country to offer intercollegiate level volleyball for those interested in playing while pursuing higher education. Can you tell us a little bit about your experience with the recruitment process and kind of what made you come and kind of select Kean as your school?
Yeah, so my recruitment process was a little rough because usually you kind of start recruiting junior year or earlier, but I had a couple of injuries that I didn't know if I wanted to play anymore. It was always my dream to play in college, but I didn't know if that was going to be possible for me. But our coach was really great and he reached out to me even after I'd had multiple injuries and he still expressed interest. So I was like, okay, if someone's still interested, I'm going to come out and look. So I came here, saw the school, loved the school, and that's why I joined Kean, because I really liked the dynamic of the team and all the girls I met and just all the opportunities that I felt like I had here. So that's why I chose Kean.
So how was the transition from going from high school to college been for you, and are there any major differences in the game and the team dynamic?
I would say I've liked the transition. Part of it I like just being away from home. It's a new environment, all that type of stuff. But the game is definitely different. I mean, people always say that college is a lot faster, on the court. So it's definitely something different to get used to. Also, just the dynamic of it's always very competitive. You're always fighting for your spot and fighting to prove yourself. And yeah, so I'd just say that's probably the biggest difference. But I've loved it. So.
So being a freshman means there may not have been many opportunities for playing time, so a lot is done during your training time. Can you break down the training that you do and how you are preparing for the upcoming season?
So I train a lot on my own time, so now that we're kind of in our spring season now, but before spring season and when we're off, I do a lot of my own training and workouts and stuff, and as a team we'd have 6 a.m. workouts a couple times a week and lifts and that type of thing. And then obviously over summer before our season in the fall, I do a lot of my own training in the gym and on the court, so yeah.
So what are your personal goals that you are hoping to achieve within the next 3 years that you have here at Kean?
I obviously want to fight to prove myself and make an impact on the team and on the court and hopefully leave a good legacy behind, and I want to get as much playing time as I can and be the best that I can be.
Very nice. So what are your personal goals that you are hoping to achieve within your first 3 years?
I want to learn a lot more about my major and that type of thing and find things that I'm interested in and find just a really good balance of volleyball and life and school and how that can carry me forward.
I felt that. And lastly, how has it been for you balancing school and volleyball with your social life this past year?
It was actually easier than I was expecting, but I feel like I found a really good way to balance because I found so many really good friends I was able to spend a lot of time with. And a lot of my good friends are athletes or on the team, so we had the same schedule anyway. So I was able to find a really good balance with social life and volleyball and made things really great.
That's very nice. So now that we have learned a little bit about your time here so far, we are going to be quizzing you on your Kean volleyball knowledge, and we're going to be playing a short game of true or false, where we will give you some of the facts, and you have to guess whether they are true or false. If you think something is false, you can tell us and what the right answer is, and I will begin first with the first question. I'm going to give this to you.
Okay, thank you.
All right, so true or false, the women's volleyball team only has one coach.
False.
False. It is false. The team has a head coach and two assistant coaches, Audrey O'Donnell, and one of the assistant coaches that has been playing since 2006 and beginning assisting at Kane in 2009, and Emma Lorenzo, the most recent assistant coach who actually joined back in 2022. She played volleyball at a Division I school before joining the Kane staff. So next question, true or false? Both players and coaches can win titles in volleyball.
True.
True. It is true. Okay, so NJAC and All-American Skyline and more have opportunities for athletes to win Player of the Year and get more honorable mention. The same goes for coaches. Our own women's volleyball coach, Donald Perkins, was awarded the NJAC award in 2017. So we're going to jump to the next question. So both men and women volleyball seasons take place at the same time.
False.
That is false. The women's volleyball season typically starts in late August or in early September and then ends around June, whereas men's volleyball season is from March to May. So our next question is, the men's volleyball coach, Besmir Arcelini, played volleyball at Kane.
True.
True. It is. Coach Bez was a first-team All-American in 2015 and began assisting in 2017. He continued assisting at Kane before being promoted to the head coach in 2022. Now we have a couple left, so we're nearing the end. Despite having 6 people on the court in a volleyball game, you can only have 8 players on a team.
False.
Correct, it is false. So 6 players are active on the court for the game, but that does not limit the number of players. The average number of players is between 17 and 18, but some have as high as 20 athletes on the roster. That was our last question. So thank you for playing this game, and thank you for participating. Before we head to our commercial break, do you have any encouraging words for anybody that is looking to play volleyball here at Kane?
I would say if you're looking to play at the collegiate level in general, especially at Kane, just keep grinding, keep finding things that you like know what you're looking for in a college program and in a college. And I feel like there's a lot of really good things, at least for me, that fit here. And I feel like finding a really good team dynamic and environment is really important, which is what we have here. So, yeah.
That's an excellent answer. Thank you so much, Madeline, for coming on the show. As we close out this segment, check out KaneAthletics.com for volleyball-related information for Kane. You can also keep up with the teams and their players on social media through either Kane Men's Volleyball or Kane Women's Volleyball. Although the men's volleyball coach and team were not able to join us here today, we will be hearing from a few words from the men's volleyball coach and players while getting behind the scenes look at some of the practice footage in our next segment. At the time of today's filming, they will be competing in the conference playoffs, so we wish them the very best of luck in their season as it comes to an end, and we will be back right after this break.
I think it's just vapor with flavor.
It won't hurt my kid like cigarettes, right?
Vaping is safer than smoking, isn't it?
There's really not even that much nicotine in them, right?
My kid?
My kid
knows it's dangerous.
Get your head out of the cloud. Today, nearly 8,000 kids will start vaping, maybe even yours. Learn about the dangers at talkaboutvaping.org.
If you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
What are you doing in there?
What's that?
I wouldn't do that. What are you doing? What are you looking for?
We're helping our classmates.
Thank you. Aquí ayudamos a quienes les gusta comer postres ricos.
I'm helping my customers.
Sim, muito obrigado. Tchauzinho. Eu estou a fazer isto para ajudar a minha família, comunidade e amigos.
Hi, my name is Marconi Gavis, the Health Director for the Township of Union. Getting vaccinated is the best way to ensure that we continue to help others in our community. COVID-19 vaccines are safe, effective, and free. So please continue to help your community by getting vaccinated at one of our upcoming vaccination clinics. Remember, together we can help our community.
Hi, I'm Andrew Duham, and I'm part of Kane Men's Volleyball this year. I'm Jack Reese. I'm also part of Kane Men's Volleyball this year. It's been a really good season so far. Coach Bez has been really preparing us very well for these games, and especially the ones coming up. And the guys have been trying really hard. Everyone's been working as a team, and I think that we're going to have a really great year this year.
The season so far, we are 2-3 as of right now. By the time you guys see this, hopefully we're way above, under the 500 mark. But it's a learning experience. My guys are young. My guys are really young. I have 4 freshmen on the court out of the 6 players that are on right now. I have 4 of them that are freshmen. We are young, and the beauty about this is that they're only getting better in practice. And the games, like the games that we won just recently, we beat Drew University in 3 sets, and we worked on all the stuff that we didn't capitalize on last night. So the guys are watching film, and they're working on getting better, especially in practice the day after a win.
I think we might have just had a little bit of a rough start maybe at the beginning, but I think now that we got the snowball rolling, I think it's going to be a great season.
The training process isn't just the two and a half hours that I get to coach these kids. They have to work on their own. Like the training process that I give them is all the techniques just to polish them up. So really where they're going to get the most of their training process is playing beach volleyball in the summer, grass volleyball, and playing doubles. Because believe it or not, if you're playing beach volleyball and you don't have ball control, you will struggle in the indoor game. So the training process isn't all about indoor, it's all about playing volleyball all year round.
So in my best case scenario, I would love to play volleyball outside of Kane. If I'm lucky, maybe I get to go pro. Who knows? But looking forward to it. I really want to pursue volleyball for the rest of my life, if that has to do with coaching or playing or whatever I can do to grow the sport. So.
My secret of training a successful team is having a coach that has played at the same gym that these guys have. I played here. I was a first-team All-American. I was an academic All-American. We were the #1 team in the country. So I will never tell my boys to do something that I'm not capable of doing.
you need to do something to feel okay to drive, you're not okay to drive. Don't drive buzzed.
I think it's just vapor with flavor.
It won't hurt my kid like cigarettes, right?
Vaping is safer than smoking, isn't it?
There's really not even that much nicotine in them, right?
My kid?
My kid
knows it's dangerous.
Get your head out of the cloud. Today, nearly 8,000 kids will start vaping, maybe even yours. Learn about the dangers at talkaboutvaping.org.
We're helping our classmates.
Thank you. Aquí ayudamos a quienes les gusta comer postres ricos.
I'm helping my customers.
Sim, muito obrigado. Tchauzinho. Eu estou a fazer isto para ajudar a minha família, comunidade e amigos.
Hi, my name is Marconi Gaddis, the Health Director for the Township of Union. Getting vaccinated is the best way to ensure that we continue to help others in our community. COVID-19 vaccines are safe, effective, and free. So please continue to help your community by getting vaccinated at one of our upcoming vaccination clinics. Remember, together we can help our community.
What are you doing in there?
What's that?
I wouldn't do that. What are you doing? What are you looking for?
Welcome back to Knowing the Rules. My name is Nalaja Jones, your second host for the day. Now we will get a chance to speak with Julia Vaca, Canadian Kane student who is a sophomore women's volleyball player. As of the 2022 season, she has totaled 31 gigs, 130 kills, and 53 blocks. She has also had a chance to be a part of the qualifying team for the NJAC Championship. Let's welcome Julia.
Thank you for having me.
Thanks for being here with us. It seems that you have had a pretty successful time here on the volleyball team. The past 2 years, what position do you play? Could you go into a little detail on what set, dig, kill, and block is for those who may not know?
Yeah, so I'm a middle hitter. I was also recruited to play right side. So for the terminology, basically, a dig is like the first ball that the player gets, so like that they will pass. A set is the next one, so like a setter will set the ball to one of the hitters, and then they'll hit the ball, and then a block would be the opposing team, like standing on the other side, trying to block the hit to like, keep it on their side.
Oh, okay. So that's like the goal of the... Nice. From what I'm hearing, you have some killer stats. How has Kane helped with building up and improving some of those skills in your most recent season?
Well, I would say the coaching here is excellent. I would give thanks to them, and even just as a team, we have a really good team dynamic, and I feel like we can help each other get better just by like practicing together and like talking with each other. And another thing I would say is our coach films all of our games, and we put them on Huddle, and I can go back and watch those afterwards, see what I'm doing wrong, see what I'm doing right, and learn from that.
That's so smart. So like highlights?
Yeah.
Nice. In terms of training, what goes into preparation for the seasons? How much time and commitment goes into training both during all outside of games?
So basically, our season is in the fall, so that's where our training is a lot more heavy, I would say. We practice every day except Sundays, and if we have a game. So we usually play like 2 to 3 times a week. As a team, we also lift together, and that's usually once a week, but I know a bunch of us, like including myself, do a lot of lifting on our own. For the spring season, we practice between like 2 to 3 times a week. We lift together as a team once, And then a lot of people, same thing, just do a lot of things on their own. And then in the summer, it's just basically everything on your own. I try my best to get into the gym, like on the court, and lifting just to stay in shape for the fall.
Right. So does like lifting like really encourage strength and stuff?
Yeah, I would say that. Even like dynamic training, like agility, and even like cardio, like running, that helps a lot too.
Great. That's awesome. We gotta be in shape.
Yeah.
Awesome. Moving on. This past fall concluded your second season here at Kane. How long have you been playing volleyball? What got you involved in the sport?
So when I was younger, I was always very like athletic. I played soccer. I danced for 8 years. And my sister and I, we did volleyball camps growing up. And then when we were 13, we kind of wanted to move away from dance and like start going into more of a sport. So my dad searched up like clubs in the area that were offering volleyball, and me and my sister, we went and we tried out from this team that was like close in the area. It was like their first year starting, and then that kind of set us, we made the team and it set us from there, and then just moved on from there.
Nice. Could you go into detail about the college recruitment process? What would potential students expect as schools begin to scout them?
So a lot of schools will expect you to have film, so that coaches can look at film before they start recruiting you to see if you're a good fit for them. A lot of coaches would like to like probably speak to you like over the phone or something just to get to know you a bit, and see like your passion for the sport, I would say, and what you're interested in, what you're looking for a school.
Okay, nice. As mentioned in your introduction, you are originally from Canada. How has Kane helped with the transition from Canada to New Jersey? You could explain it a bit about on-campus experience for those who are not familiar.
Yeah, so last year was definitely more of a transition because it was my first year in the States and first year in college, but I think I've adjusted pretty well. Making friends definitely helps, but the volleyball team really helps because you kind of have built-in friends like the second you get there. I lived on campus with 2 of the other freshmen my year, which for campus living, I find it's a lot of athletes that live on campus and students that live too far to like commute, but campus living is really nice. Our dorm, it was 2 bedrooms that had 2 beds in each, and then we shared a bathroom and shared like a living area, like kitchen area, I would say.
Okay.
Yeah.
Could you go into detail about the team culture? From your own personal experience, how is playing volleyball with other players?
So I think volleyball is a really big team sport, so having a good team is extremely important. When I was getting recruited, a lot of it was through Zoom and stuff because it was during COVID. So I got to meet a lot of the girls online, and the second I met them, I realized like it would be a good fit. And then when I came here, I knew I made the right choice. We have a really good team dynamic. We're like a family, I would say.
That's cool.
Yeah.
What would you say is the team's biggest strengths and weaknesses? How do you work together to resolve any issues before future games?
For strengths, I feel like we're very good at talking about things with each other because we're so close. Like, we all have an end goal in this, which is to win the NJAC championship, to go to the NCAA. So we all know that, and I would say we're all very hard workers. For weaknesses, I wouldn't really say like we have much like as a team. The only thing I would maybe say is because we're so close, sometimes we might be worried about hurting each other's feelings, so like we don't want to like step on each other's toes. But yeah.
Yeah, it's tough like criticizing each other. All right. What are you currently studying in school and why? How has it been tackling your career goals while also pursuing volleyball?
I'm studying marketing. I'm minoring in management. The reason for that is my dad has his own business and I kind of want to follow into his footsteps. And I've always been interested in that field. It's been not that much of a struggle to adjust to school and sports because I've been doing it my whole life. It's just a bigger workload and like practice load that I had to adjust to, but other than that, it's been pretty fun.
Okay. What makes Kane a great school for collegiate volleyball? Would you recommend the program to future students?
Yeah, Kane has a great athletic program. There's a lot of athletic teams that are really strong, so I would definitely recommend it to anybody that's looking. I think it's in a great location, and aside from athletics, like the education is amazing. There's a lot of programs to offer. A lot of the professors here are very like accommodating to athletes too. Like they understand like you're on a sports team, like you might have an extra like stress load onto your plate. So yeah.
Okay. What do you hope to accomplish in the next 2 years at Kane? What are your hopes for graduation?
Within the next 2 years, I just want to have like a lot of personal goals, like confidence-wise, to gain more confidence and just more recognition. I'm hoping to get like more consistent playing time. And yeah, and just to like, as an international student here too, like to make a difference for Canadians back at home that want to go play a sport in the States, because it is not something easy to do. And for what was the other question again?
Okay, what about your plans after graduation?
Oh, I want to go to grad school somewhere. I'm not exactly sure for what, something with business, and then hopefully start my own business in the future, maybe in fashion. That's my interest.
That's very awesome. I like that. What do you personally love most about being a Kane athlete, and why?
I love being a Kane athlete because of the friends I've made. I've met so many great people because of it. And I just love being busy. Like it helps me be more productive. And yeah, I love the facilities here at Kane, like especially as an athlete, we're fortunate to have these great facilities.
Lastly, do you have any advice for potential students interested in pursuing a higher education in sport at Kane University?
Yeah, I would just say reach out to as many, like if you want to play at Kane, reach out to the coach, show that you're passionate, have your highlights, and just stay informed so that you can just get through the process and talk to the coach and see where you fit in.
Okay. Thank you so much, Julia, for taking some time to inform our audience about the perspective as a player here in Kane's volleyball program. Good luck on your remaining seasons going forward. That concludes this week's episode of Knowing the Rules. Killer Serves. All info about our guests and volleyball programs can be found at kaneathletics.com. Tune in next week where we will cover another athletic sport offered here at Kane University.